All right, so going to be doing another comic review from a book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. And today we're going to be talking about X-Men Homecoming. Chris had sent me uh, the majority of the X-Men titles of the From the Ashes line, basically the start of the post Krakoa era of X-Men. And while Wolverine and Storm haven't come out yet, I think Wolverine comes out next week. So I'll be getting. I imagine I'll be getting that at some later. And Storm comes out in June. So yeah. But for the most part, I've got all the other books of the first volume. And I wanted to start with this one because this is where it all, well, begins again. I always enjoyed the Krakoa era of X-Men. And I know people are like, oh, they're so culty and, it's just weird. Yeah, you would be weird if, you were a race of people who were constantly being genocided. I don't know. I'd be like, oh, the X-Men were like became colder and only focused on mutants. Oh, you mean like a nation that would be completely traumatized from a world that has been constantly stabbing them in the back and killing them without a second thought? I don't know. I'd be a little pissed too. So it really sucked when the Krakoa era. For me, I was like, I knew it was going to come to an end, but I really didn't want the Krakoa era to end. Anyway, so we come to this with From the Ashes, which is the post Krakoa era of X-Men, which I've heard nothing but really great things across the board with this new era of X-Men. And starting off, we have this one, Homecoming, the first 7 issues of the X-Men line, written by Jed MacKay, a writer I really enjoy, and artwork by Ryan Stegman, which I was like, Stegman's on this, holy shit. So yeah. So this comic line focuses on Scott's team, who are now living in Alaska. And Scott's team is really cool. Jed MacKay put together not only Scott Summers, but Beast, Magik, Psylocke, Kid Omega, Oya. I forget. I can't pronounce her name, but her new name is Temper. I said Beast and Juggernaut. There's also a few other characters like Magneto's here, as well as Glob and Zorn are unofficially part of this team. So yeah. So Scott and these other mutants are this new X-Men group. They've been living in an old, rundown Sentinel base that was gifted to them by the U.S. government for, basically having an unofficial hand in Orchus's absolute genocide of Krakoa. And throughout it, Scott and the other X-Men are just kind of still picking up the pieces where they left off. And they stumble upon a new threat. Basically, there's a new group called 3K who are now allowing the X gene in certain mutants in certain people to allow their X gene to activate post, like, because usually it's in puberty when when mutant powers first evolve, but here it's like adults who are being experimented on, so their X gene comes alive. We don't, as of right now, in this, because I'm reading in trade, we don't know the full extent, but we do know Cassandra Nova is a part of this, and we know other ex-villains are going to be a part of this as well. So I'm going to say right now, I think Jed MacKay has more fun writing X-Men than he does Avengers. Not to say his Avengers, I really enjoy his Avengers run, don't get it twisted, but it's very clear he likes writing X-Men more than Avengers, because he has a great voice, especially Scott Summers. And MacKay definitely put together a solid team here of, like, even Scott brings it up when he's talking to a U.S. government agent. He's like, Kid Omega, Psylocke, Juggernaut, Magik, you want to keep them busy because you want them to be X-Men, not my Brotherhood. And Scott just, like, puts it, like, once again, Scott Summers just puts his dick on the table and is just like, I'm in charge. But there is also a through line that several of these X-Men, something has happened to them and their powers. And while this is typical Jed MacKay writing too, where there is a overarching story, but it feels like a lot of one-shots. I do feel like Jed MacKay has watched a lot of anime, because that's how it works. But again, thankfully, there's no thing that, again, and this is kind of a MacKay thing, where he would make certain new, unless he's done this now, because again, I'm reading in trade, so probably later by now, he's probably done this, of like making a new mutant group that each one has weird powers and whatnot. It's been a constant in his Avengers, and it was also a thing in his Doctor Strange run. So yeah, that happened multiple times. So I have no doubt he's going to bring that to his X-Men if he hasn't already. I also like how McKay brings up a lot of stuff like, this Beast, if you guys remember, the original Beast went psychotic during Ben Percy's X-Men X-Force run, and that Beast is dead. So the last Hank McCoy clone was brought back, and he had put all the memories of that Hank McCoy in this one. So that Beast is having some challenges because even though he has all of the original Beast's memories, he's still doing some catch-up to do. I also like Temper, who she was sent to the Krakoan pit, and Cyclops, and she's here to keep the X-Men honest, because as much as we love the Krakoa era, there were some oopsies, and again, that was supposed to illustrate that not every nation is, perfect. I love also the banter that Kid Omega brings. He used to be I used to really hate him, but now I'm always happy when Quentin Quire shows up, and I will also say Jed McKay also has a lot of love for lesser known characters, because we have Trevor Fitzroy and the Upstarts. No one's thought of the Upstarts since fucking or the O-Men, as they're also known as, since fucking Ecstatic back in 2001. You guys remember Ecstatic? But Ryan Stegman's artwork, I don't think it goes without saying that it's just awesome. It's just beyond just epic. Right? It's just so good. It is so good. And again, it's cool to see that this era of X-Men is progressing, and this team, while it's a bit unorthodox, it feels like an X-Men team that you can get behind. I also really love having the banter between Illyana and Juggernaut. The two of them play off of each other really well, and yeah, this team looks like it could eat Scott. I feel like Scott specifically picked this team specifically so people would think that this could easily become hey, you guys want these to be X-Men, not the Brotherhood of Mutants. Let's keep it that way. So I do like I'm really curious to see where this is going to go with the whole through line of adults becoming mutants now, and where that's going to go. And it also deals with social media of there's this rumor now that there's mutants are now creating an X plague that are making people into mutants, playing with the whole social media thing, which I'm surprised it took this long to finally get to that. I feel like that wasn't even brought up, that people would make because obviously people would make conspiracy theories about mutants to discredit them and stuff, wild conspiracy theories, because it's really easy to it's really easy to believe a lie, and it's incredibly hard to believe a truth even with a mountain of evidence. So yeah, all in all, I really love this comic, and I'm really excited to read more of this era of X-Men. And Chris, thank you once again, bro, for sending me this book. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what comes next for this universe. I think, because the next one I think I'm going to read is Uncanny X-Men, Gail Simone's X-Men team. I think this second volume and the second volume for Uncanny X-Men is basically a one trade event. It's collected in a event. It involves X-Men and Uncanny X-Men. So I think volume 2 is just collected in an event book for both books. So I think I'm right, but I could be wrong. Anyway, but yeah, if you have not already, I would say pick this up. I really enjoyed it. It's a great start to this new era of post-Krakoa X-Men. And again, the other volume, I've got the other volume ones, so I'm going to go through those gradually. So stay tuned for those. And yeah, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this new era of X-Men? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.